What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and I thought we'd reverse it today. So I'm sitting in the garden, and John has just had a swift wank, probably by the looks of his little face. Obviously, it's just a quick video. We're going to try and keep this to about 10 minutes. Breaking news, obviously, Mina looks like he's out for several weeks, which probably means the rest of the season. What's your take on that?
Well, it seems we're getting more injuries when there's no footy. It's absolutely unbelievable. We must be the only club. No one is reporting injuries at all, apart from Everton. You know, we've had Gabarman go down again with an injury. Hasn't played a competitive game. Mina's now down without a competitive game. It worries me that I've said this nearly every video. I'll never slag Ancelotti off, but it worries me that maybe the training them too hard, you know, to try and get them up to fitness for the season start. And I don't know, you know, I don't really know the full extent. You just informed me. Unfortunately now, you know, we've really only got Mason Holgate there or Michael Keane, and everyone knows I'm not a lover of Michael Keane. So unless he brings one of the kids in, we are going to have to swap things around. But it is going to be a big loss. Mina was doing okay before the virus started. So good luck to Carlo on that one of what he's going to do.
Yeah, Mina had definitely cemented his place alongside Holgate, and you know, he looked a bit ropey at times last season. But Mina's come good to a degree this season. When he takes a touch of the ball, when he tries to get the ball out of his feet a little bit, he does concern me. You know, he does put the shits up me when he takes a touch and tries to find a pass. But no doubt, defensively, heading wise, attacking wise, he's actually a good tool to have on the pitch. So it's disappointing we've not got it. Michael Keane's had his issues. He came out and he said that he mentally struggled. On top of that, he's not had great form since he joined Everton, to be fair. Although towards the end of last season, it looked like he was probably going to get in the England team for a short period of time. He played well. So I'm hoping that Michael Keane appears. You mentioned the youngsters, and Morgan Feeney, if I'm not mistaken, has been released. So out of the youngsters, who else is going to step into centre-back?
Well, obviously.
And then you came up with, in my opinion, a phenomenal solution, and I want you to share that with the group, John.
Well, everyone knows my thoughts on Sidibe, but the problem I have with Sidibe is always getting dragged inside. So I did say to Michael before we've come onto the video, how about putting Sidibe at centre-half with with Mason Holgate and putting Coleman back in, because really speaking, it's the only option we have apart from playing Michael Keane. And I'm not a lover of Michael Keane. It looks like he's going to go. He's been linked with a few clubs. We know the clubs. So I just threw Sidibe into the mix because, as I say, he's always getting dragged in. So maybe he might give a better performance at centre-half than what he does at right-back.
Yeah, and look, I think in terms of logic, that makes sense because he does get dragged into the middle. He certainly comes into the middle, and he's got a bit of pace about him, and he's got better footwork than Mina. So I have no problem him playing at centre back. I really don't have a problem with that. The other option they've got is they could play. They could potentially look at somebody else, maybe the young lad that we had out on loan. The lad we signed from Newcastle, I can't remember his name now, but he's meant to be highly rated and a very good centre-back, so he could be an option. There is options there. It's just disappointing, and as you rightly say, it's disappointing that we haven't even started the season, and two players that I thought would really try and kick on for the next sort of 9 games or 8 games or whatever it is Gabarman and Mina, and I thought they both could kick on now, and we've lost both of them, so I'm a little bit disappointed. However, there was some positive news. A source in Italy, somebody that I highly rate, and I think a lot of, I think his name is Nico Sicura or somebody like that. He comes out and says that Everton have bid £26 million or 32 million euros for our man Allan. So this is definitely warming up a little bit now. What's your thoughts on that?
To be fair, I said to you again before we come on to the video, it seems every video we do, we're talking about Allan because we have been linked with him for that long. For me, he'll improve the midfield. £26 million is is a good fee for him. I'd pay the 26 million quid. Listen, I'd bet money that we're going to sign Allan, to be fair. The links have been there, you know, they're not just here and there and then they die down, they come back. They're constantly there. So for me, Allan will be in a blue shirt whenever next season starts.
Yeah. And I want to also make a little introduction now. We've obviously had Lula now for 2 weeks. She's currently chewing my fucking earphone cable. So I want to introduce you. This is Lula. Say hello, Lula. Hello. Hello. That's it. Yeah, you good girl. So I've introduced you to my new puppy. The only puppy that I'm having at the moment, let me tell you that. In terms of Everton going forward, and obviously Allan, look, I don't know whether the bid will get accepted, and we obviously don't know if he'll end up in a blue shirt. We know that this is a sort of initial bid, like it always usually is. How much do you think he's going to cost us?
Well, I think Napoli are happy to let him go. The links are there. I think Napoli are happy to let him go. I don't know how long he has on his contract. I don't know if it's 12 months, one season left. I'm not sure. Look, there's no smoke without fire, you know, and I know we get linked with a lot of players and it doesn't happen. So obviously I could retract that comment that there's no smoke without fire. But the links that we've got with Allan is a fucking blaze. You know, it's a blaze, you know. So I can see Allan coming. How much is he going to cost? I think the figure you mentioned then, 26 million. 26 to 30 million, I'd pay for Allan. You know, he's proven in Europe. He's had good World Cups. He's played for some good teams. You know, he's a good player. We've all watched him since we've been linked with him. And as I say, he's the sort of player I think will come straight into Everton's team and improve us. So 26 to 30 million.
Yeah, I certainly, if you'd have said to me at the start of the window, you're going to sign Allan for 25 million, I'd never have turned that down. Never. If you said to me you're going to sign him for 45 million, then I would have said, yeah, we need to take a step back now. But 25 million in this day and age for a player of his quality, yeah, I'd sign that all day. And on top of that, if we could bring in Idrissa Gana Gueye for 15 to 20 million, 40 million quid for two outstanding players, I'd snap your hand off. I would snap your hand off. You know, based on the fact that the current position, it's fucking Gylfi Sigurdsson and probably Tom Davies or Fabian Delph or Morgan Schneiderlin. So, yeah, I mean, if you offered me, if you said to me, you're going to spend a maximum of 45 million quid and bring in two top midfielders who's going to sit alongside fucking Andre Gomez, I'd be all over that like a rat up a drain pipe.
That dramatically improves our midfield. Gomez with Allan and with Idrissa Gana Gueye. Look, Idrissa Gana Gueye knows the club inside out, knows the Premier League. I've always said this. I think I said this before I was coming on the channel. There's only two sort of players who've done that job in the Premier League, and the other one was Kante. And N'Golo Kante and Idrissa Gana Gueye are very, very, very similar players. And for me, I'd actually put Idrissa Gana Gueye not far from being a world-class player, because I've always said, you play in the Premier League and people say, what a good player, what a good player. You've also got to prove it abroad. Now, I'm not being funny. You don't play for Everton and then go to someone like PSG if you're a poor player.
No, and you don't, making man of the match performances against Real Madrid. You know, this is a player that on his day dominated a midfield that Real Madrid have. He also dominates any midfield that we tend to play against on FIFA. So just for that reason, I'll take him back. I'm quite excited for the transfer window. I'm quite excited by Brandy's comments as well, or certainly the board's comments that seem to get leaked, basically saying Everton were going to have a busy summer, because that's positive. You know, players coming out, players going out, players leaving. Oumar Niasse looks like his contract's going to be up at the end of this month. I can't see that being extended. Unless he says to Everton, I tell you what, I'll play for free. There's no fucking way he's going to get a new deal. None.
Do you think the board, and this is for all clubs as well. You know, as you say, Everton have said they're going to spend quite a bit of money in the summer. It's going to be an exciting transfer window. Carlo Ancelotti knows the sort of player he wants. Do you think with what's happened with the virus, because as I've said, transfer fees are going to drop because clubs are going to need money, and this is why we might get Allan for the 25, 26 million. This is why we might get Guy for the 20 million. Do you think the COVID virus is going to affect Everton and other clubs? Because listen, I read on Twitter, and there's some very negative people on Twitter, to be fair, and I've started blocking them because they do me head in, but turn around and say, Everton haven't got a pot to piss in, we've got no money, blah, 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 blah. There's money there, we know that. Do you think it'll affect Everton and other clubs?
I think it will affect other clubs, yeah. I think it will affect clubs that haven't got that sort of access to cash. But the Premier League money being as it is, it's probably sheltered to a degree. Now, whether they've got to pay 300 million quid back or not, I don't know. But if they play the games, I can't see how that's going to happen. In terms of other clubs, Burnley, they'll probably struggle. Your Norwiches, they'll struggle. Your teams that just don't generate much money other than the Premier League money or gate receipts, they're going to struggle. Everton won't. Everton are a globally recognised business, the 21st biggest institution in football in money terms in the world. We are not a small, financially struggling club. So, to be honest, I think we're going to have some. I think we're going to have a cracking summer. However, I said exactly the same last season, so I don't want to get carried away. But what I will say is Marcel Brands has got to deliver. Marcel Brands has got to deliver this summer, and if he delivers to Carlo Ancelotti's specifications, Everton will be a top 4 team next season. And I'll say that, hand on heart, 100% believe in it.
And I'll be honest with you, if he doesn't deliver for a manager in the calibre of Ancelotti,
he's got to go.
Marcel Brands will have to watch over his shoulder, because if he doesn't deliver for the manager that we've got, Ancelotti won't be happy with him, and he has to deliver, because Ancelotti is not going to sign the sort of players, not all of them, but Ancelotti is not going to be happy with some of the players that we've signed in the past, the likes of your Iwobis, the likes of your Sidibis. You know, he's not going to be happy with that calibre of player. So as you say, if Brands doesn't deliver with the likes of your Allans, the likes of your Rodriguez, your likes of your Tadibos, we've been linked with Koulibaly, if we don't get players in that mould for our manager and our director of football doesn't do his job, then I totally agree with you. He's had another poor window in my opinion then, and we either bring another director of football in or Ancelotti does it himself.
And to be honest, I always, ever since they put that director of football position in, I've never really liked it. I preferred it under David Moyes when David Moyes could sign who he wants, and he made some great signings, David Moyes. So no one can criticise him of that. He also made some howlers, but on the whole, he had a pretty decent record in transfer fees anyway. Then we bring in Steve Walsh under Martinez. Not for long, but under Martinez. Then Ronald Koeman comes in, and they fell out pretty much straight away. They didn't get on. Steve Walsh was not good at what he did. He just wasn't. And then on top of that, you know, Koeman, in my opinion, whether he built that team or whether it was Walsh, they let each other down because there was no pace in that team that Koeman had a shocker with. Then somebody like Sam Allardyce comes in, and again, he links up with Steve Walsh. But again, they signed Theo Walcott and Cenk Tosun at the time. Again, I questioned both signings. I got the Theo one at the time because he had a bit of pace and was an outlet. I got that. I understood that. But he was never going to be a long-term fix. Then I thought, right, what are we going to do now? And obviously, we bought in Marco Silva, and we had Marcel Brands. And I even now and to this day, I still feel like Marcel Brands let Marco Silva down. I truly, truly, truly believe that. And I would never sit here and criticise Marco Silva too much. I'll never slag him off too much because I always felt he was let down. But I want to see an improvement in this summer with Carlo Ancelotti. Truly.
I think the difference you've got between Marco Silva and Carlo Ancelotti, though, Marcel Brands got away with the poor windows that he had with Silva. Marcel Brands won't get away with that with Carlo Ancelotti.
No, he won't. No, he won't. You're spot on. So, John, anyway, I'm prepared to leave it there. I've got a big week, so I'm not going to sit here and guarantee how many videos. You know, I've got a big week this week. I plan on having our rebranding out by Monday, so I've got a massive week. I want to give a massive shout out to a guy called Kane as well. Kane has done a lot of the graphics behind the scenes and supported me massively, not just in this rebranding, but over the last couple of years. He's helped me with thumbnails, and I don't feel like I give him enough credit. I spoke to him today and I says, look, I want to give you a decent shout out on the channel, and it's important that I do that here. So Kane, I know you're going to watch this video because you're going to be making a thumbnail for it in about half an hour. Massively thank you, mate. I really, 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 really do appreciate all the support that we have from people that want to put their time into this channel, but want literally no credit. The guy won't even take a payment from me. He will not let me give him any cash. So I'm telling you now, when I see you at Goodison, I'll buy you a drink, I'll buy you some food, and we'll have a good catch up. So, yeah, that's where I am, guys. Obviously, it's a busy, busy week. We've got hoodies, t-shirts, cups, hats coming out. We've got a website redesign coming out, which fucking John doesn't even know about. We've got rebranding on the channel, rebranding on Twitter, rebranding on Facebook. We've got rebranding on Instagram with a new Instagram. I'm going to be leading the Instagram. John's going to be dealing with Twitter because of the exact reason he's just said. It is a toxic environment that I want fuck all to do with. That being said, if you've got any problems mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever, obviously I'm always there. I still have a Twitter account. It's if you've got my old Twitter, there's a link to the new one. That is being turned off tonight. That is it. 9,500 followers gone. I am starting again. And do you know what? It's like a breath of fucking fresh air. John, anything else to say, mate?
No, all I want to say is I'm really excited for rebranding. I'm really excited to see how the channel's going to go. It's not just going to be Everton related. We're going to include other things as well. We're going to ask the followers, the subscribers, the watchers, any ideas what they want to see on the channel as well. We want to interact more with the followers and the people who watch the videos. Get your thoughts. Anyone who wants to come on and do a video with us, you're always welcome. We always say that. And as I say, massively excited. We're looking at Monday. Probably there might be one, maybe two more videos out before then, at least one. But as I say, if you don't watch the next one, we'll all see you Monday. Hopefully you'll tune in for the rebranding. It's exciting times for the channel. I'm made up to be part of it. You know, last November to come on, it was a short-term fix, and I'm still here, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So everyone, thanks very much for welcoming me. I've had some bad comments, but Michael's had them in the past. But listen, the good comments I've had certainly outweigh the bad comments. I've had some great comments. People seem to like most of what I do, what I say. So I appreciate that, and I'm happy to be part of it.
Yeah, and I just want to leave with a final comment to you, John.
Come on.
See you soon. Ta-ra, guys. Ta-ra.